All right. Speaking of vacant, immoral, dumb fucks, we got to talk about Dave Rubin. My publisher, Doug Lane, I was talking to him the other day. The book is actually moving really fast now. It's going to come out, I believe, in the summer. Not just the IDW, but a broader socialist/cosmopolitan answer to the material conditions as well as their arguments, and delving in everything from Amartya Sen to Bill Fletcher Jr. to Adolph Reed to Rafia Zakaria. It's actually quite a ride, and I'm really excited about it. So, and Doug pointed out, he said, you know, the thing about Rubin is it's like he just looks totally vacant. There's nothing going on there. There's no interiority. There's no, I mean, there is something, obviously, because there's a cravenness and an amorality.
And a love for ideas.
And, obviously just this, he's just, I mean, he is a dumb guy. And he's dumb, like, not that like this profession is swimming with brilliant people, but most people you meet who make their living in some form of talk or journalism or whatever, it's not that any of us are brilliant, but most people you meet, it's like, they've read some books, they know how to talk a little bit.
They've spent time with source material.
They've spent a little bit of time with source material.
Like Peterson has read Jung.
And that's it. And I like you say that because I'm being a big umbrella here. I'm including people I don't like. Sam Harris has definitely read books. Yeah. Okay. Jordan P. Right. So I'm including even people that I have any number of problems with. This guy is so sort of objectively dumb. It's kind of awe-inspiring. But what's really happened in the last couple of years, though, is watching this emergence of him is also just this incredibly immoral and really, really just grotesque force. And this propaganda on behalf of Bolsonaro's Brazil is really the next step. A couple of weeks ago, Dave Rubin appeared on a Bolsonaro propaganda YouTube channel. Now, of course, when you watch the clip, and I did a segment on this on the Majority Report, and Anna Kasparian, who does awesome work at Young Turks, and we're going to have her on again soon. She played a clip of that segment in a broader, brilliant segment she did not only on Rubin, but Brazil and Lula, and please look that clip up. It was excellent with her and Cenk. And so the point being, we didn't play it on this show, but for those of you who haven't seen it, clearly in this clip, I mean, Rubin, he could be anywhere in the world. He doesn't know anything. He's like, well, I think what's happening in Brazil is a lot like what's happening here, which is that people want to talk about ideas. And the closest analog, I know we said this before, but it really would be like as if one of us, I would say all of us consider ourselves socialists of one degree or another. It would be as if, I just went to North Korea and I was just like, a lot of us are more and more interested in train efficiency and making the ruling class work. Well, actually, no, because that would be too specific. It would just be like, I heard that there's a lot of socialism happening here.
And they don't like capitalists.
They don't like capitalism, and that's pretty exciting to me. So he had absolutely, okay, obviously that in and of itself was totally unacceptable, stupid, disgusting, just even on a basic, he's always using the identity politics of being gay to shield his promotion of reactionary politics. And unlike the plausible deniability, I guess, even though right-wing politics in the United States is still virulently homophobic, but I guess there's some plausible deniability apparently in the United States now or in the UK. Bolsonaro, there's no memo on that yet. He hasn't apologized for saying he'd prefer his kid die in a car accident than be gay. And one of the first things they did when they got into office was strip protections from the LGBTQ community. So, Rubin's disgusting, but I wondered, the only thing, it's not that I wondered if he'd have a conscience about it or do any research. Obviously, I know better than that. But I did wonder, as Bolsonaro got more attention, would he be like, ooh, I don't know about that. I'm going on a plane. I need to do more research. Well, he got a question from one of his viewers, and well, this is classic Rubin because watch the 3 steps here. I'll just outline 3 steps. First step, hilarious. He's really dumb. Second step, he starts to go in the direction I wanted to be like, ooh, I should, yeah, I don't really know. I'm interested in ideas. And then the third step, we can now, with a totally straight and direct face, say, this guy, he's dumb, he's vacant, he's a fascist. Check this out.
What is your opinion on Brazilian Prime Minister Bolsonaro regarding?
Can you just play that again? Can we just do that again?
What is your opinion on Brazilian Prime Minister Bolsonaro regarding? Oops, there's a lot of things moving here. Deforestation of the rainforest. P.S. I'm a Christian. I'd bake you a cake, though. I don't know enough about him, but it sounds like he really hates Marxism, and he's really pushing Brazil to become more of a world leader, and that he actually is for capitalism, and he's trying to get some of the SJW stuff out of the schools. I just saw a tweet by him a day or two ago. So on that front, and I don't know a ton about him. That all sounds good to me. And as a Christian, I appreciate your offer to bake me a cake.
Wow. I mean, where do you even start? Okay, let's just do, okay. So again, what's amazing to me about how petty, he's not taught, there's some people whose whole worldview is formed by silly campus controversies, of which sometimes I am, I guess I'm not on the SJW side of, right? I have some critiques of certain types of campus politics and what people call identity politics. Absolutely. Right. But this is not about that. This is about the systemic stripping of people's civil and human rights as in a context where people are already literally being murdered on the street. Going back to the assassination of Marielle Franco, of course, Dave Rubin has no idea who she is. He won't look it up, but maybe if this is new to you, please look up Marielle Franco. She was an incredibly important figure in Brazil, a city councilwoman who worked her way up from the favela, Afro-Brazilian lesbian activist against police violence who was killed by a police-connected paramilitary. No arrests have been made. So he's talking like, ooh, I think, people that can't, there's too much protesting at Ben Shapiro in college. Means the same thing to him as a systemic and full assault on every single category of Brazilian citizen that isn't a white Brazilian male and straight. Same thing in the United States, focusing on all this nonsense while fucking children die in captivity of a regime you support. Now, Brazil had unprecedented and unparalleled global prestige under Lula, which is why he was popular from Obama to all of the Europeans to African to Middle Eastern heads of state. And 30 million people came out of poverty. The economy exploded, and the BRIC countries were developed by Lula. So, okay, he's wrong on that. And I don't know. It's just genuinely kind of amazing to actually watch this guy's, he always was, an idiot on a hunt for the easiest pathway to the easiest buck. But here he is, and obviously he had already crossed the Rubicon with supporting Trump. But, I mean, Bolsonaro, there is no even remote ability to pretend. I mean, there isn't with Trump either, but my point being that Trump hasn't had a kid say and a campaign run on having a military dictatorship explicitly. He hasn't had someone say, we're going to go into parliament and ban protests. Or, yes, he said lock her up. He didn't say every single person who is a political opponent either needs to go to the country, leave the country, or go to jail in a country where there is the most prominent political prisoner in jail right now. I mean, it's not stunning stuff, but it's definitely case closing stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, to sit there and talk about one of the largest economies in the world, like a massive nation, based on some
can you give the Griscom economic minute for what Dave was saying there?
Yeah, it's a tweet. And
I saw a tweet that
they're going to try to be more, I guess they're going to try to lead the world markets or something.
They're going to defeat
I
Marxism.
need to read more about that. That's his only endearing quality is the promise to read about things that he's obviously definitely never going to read about. That's his only endearing
I mean,
quality.
I think if anything, this clip shows us it's a secret to asking Dave a question. If you can figure out where he's sourcing those from, he clearly doesn't have screeners that are intelligent enough to keep questions that he cannot be put on the spot out of his way. So what you do, get right to the topic that you want him to address, and then flatter him with like something that suggests that you've listened to the show or something. And even if that's one of our clips, that's fine. Just say, hey, I liked your interview with that crazy imam guy.
Dave, can't wait to see you do stand-up again. Follow-up question on Imam Talad. Yeah, that's true. Do you remember when Dave was upset because his backpack got stolen and he said he had a joke book in it?
Oh, no.
I died on that for weeks. Just the concept of like a Dave Rubin joke book.
It's all demographic humor.
It's all right.
the
That was
room.
the thing. Somebody did a meme where it was like a grid with different sides of the club, but it was just like gay people here ask if gay.
I've got 40 minutes here.
I got 40 minutes of material.
There's like 500 people in this audience. There's all sorts of ways to subdivide them and talk about how that's not really a thing you should be doing.
It'd be great. You should do it with Peterson. Like, how many incels here? How many people contemplating shooting up a Pilates studio?
Anyone radicalized by Ben Shapiro?
And how many people want to shoot up a mosque versus a yoga studio? You are in the right row. Are women greedy bitches or whores?
Any incels in buying firearms?
Yeah, Dave Rubin's a horrible person. Still endorsed by the moral beacon that is the trust fund pseudo-intellect Sam Harris. I expect him to get some stalkerish tweets about that by some people, but
Gonna be
sorry, facts don't care about your feelings.
more
guys.
rough waters. 2018 was tough for Sam. He had the big sort of blow up with Ezra Klein,
Right.
about 9 months ago. 2019 not shaping up to be any clear waters for him and how he's going to triangulate all this.
Right. Well, what if Bolsonaro wasn't in power? Say Lula's in power. Let's do a thought experiment. What if they
Now,
both
look.
had a blue X-ray vision? What would they do with that blue X-ray vision?
Look, paving like the southern half of the Amazon is really bad, but let's think about what the problems identity politics brings into this.
Now, I don't agree. I probably agree with you that Bolsonaro's plans for the Amazon are detrimental. However, if you look at what Patreon did to Sargon, that's a real moral quandary. Like, we got to get serious. We have to deal with this. Oh, God. Well, I hope no, I can't wait to bury them, but I guess there'll be a sheen of plausibility until the book comes out. You just enjoyed that Michael Brooks Show video, and you can get a lot more by subscribing to us here at the Michael Brooks Show YouTube channel. It's literally right there.